Alright, hello everybody. We are back for the International Amateur Free Agent period here with the Texas Rangers. I just wanted to start on the screen, check in, show you guys what we're working with here. So, of course, my scout does not like many of the guys who are available to me. OSA loves them, of course. I looked at a few of them, and it's really between... Oh, there's an Australian guy. That's cool. Is he good? Eh. Okay. So, a little tangent there. For me, it's really between these top two guys, the left fielders, and this pitcher, Sal Flores. Now, Sal Flores, he doesn't look amazing to the eye when you look at my scout. But OSA really likes him as a pitcher. 65 potential for him. So, I don't know. I'm back and forth on whether or not I want to take the risk on him. You know, he wants the $5 million. And then there's also, this kid is ridiculous according to OSA. My scout doesn't like him as much. He's a cannon for an arm, though. He's got high leader, which looks pretty good to me, but he's got no speed. He can't field, so I don't really want to spend $5 million to draft a DH from the international free agents pool. I mean, if someone else wants to pay him, by all means, they can go ahead. I don't really see him as a valuable thing to spend my money on. This guy can't really field either, but he has a really good speed, and I'm thinking that this can maybe come along. OSA also really loves this guy. He is apparently a stud hitter. They give him 80 potential for Ortega. Now, of course, the last guy we signed, who is a slam dunk according to OSA, is like flaming out in my minor league system right now. So, I don't know. OSA says he's elite. My scout says he'll be on the bubble. So I'm back and forth. It's probably between Ortega or Flores. And, you know, I really want arms in my system, like top pitching prospects. Work ethic for Flores. Does Ortega have high work ethic? He's got high everything. So maybe we go for Ortega. I think I'm going to go for Ortega. I'm going to offer him the contract. We've got plenty of money. We will give him $5 million just so he can sign, ask for the response, submit the offer. Perfect. So I'll update y'all on if he signs. Just a quick little update on the roster. I made a trade a couple days ago. I ended up trading Brandon Workman. He wasn't doing well for us, and, you know, the ratings I think were still there. Someone would have been interested in him, and there were some teams who were interested. Hopefully he does better for San Diego than he did with me. He was just not good. So I traded him to San Diego, and in exchange I received a few pitchers. I got Joey Lucchesi, who I like as a starter. He's not starting right now. My manager actually slotted him in as a setup man. But I've got another year of ARB for him. There might be 2. I'm not sure. He's got 5 years of service time. So I don't know if he's got 1 year of ARB. Oh, no, he's got 3 years of Major League Service. Oh, I looked at the wrong thing. Oh, so we have him for a while. Sweet. Okay. Well, we have Joey Lucchesi, controllable arm. That's good, because I thought I was taking a much bigger risk on him. Controllable arm. I like the looks of him. My scout seems to think he's more of a reliever. I think he could turn into a starter eventually. I love the pitches. I love the stuff and the movement. He has pitched a third of an inning for us, and he got absolutely destroyed. He gave up 3 homers, which is not a good start, but it's a third of an inning. He's just got some jitters, you know. He'll get it out. The peripherals don't look great, but I'm hoping that the ratings speak for themselves. You know, my scout likes him. So, once again, I mean, we're taking a risk. I think, like, I don't know, man. At this point, my scout might be, like, trying to sabotage me or something. Lying about players to get me to grab scrubs. But I like what I see. You know, maybe he can play up. I mean, 4 ERA, I'd kill for it at this point. So, with the way that my team is pitching. And then I just get a couple of relievers. This Ricky Ramirez guy, they signed him out of the Independent League. OSA likes him a lot. My scout likes him a little bit. His track record isn't good, but he's a throw-in. He's down in A-ball for me right now, and he hasn't pitched yet. So we'll see how he does. And then I got Hansel Rodriguez, who is a closing pitcher. He's down in Double-A. He looks okay. He looked really good down there in, I don't know what that is. In their A-ball. I don't know A-ball teams off the top of my head, but he looked good down in the Padres A-ball. I sent him to Double-A just because he's 24, and the ratings look like they're coming along pretty well, so I just want to see what he can do. So yeah, not like a very consequential trade, but I just really got tired of Workman, so we sent him away. There was a little bit of roster turnover, I think. Well, first of all, I also fired my pitching coach because the pitching was just very, very bad. So I fired my pitching coach and I promoted my AAA pitching coach for now. He's through 2021 also, so I'm probably just going to clean house after everyone's contract is up, replace all these guys. And then I signed this guy to fill in at AAA, Troy Percival. He's unproven, no experience, so I just want to give him a shot down there in AAA and see how he does. I signed him for 2 years, so but yeah, I like the looks of him. He's neutral. He had a good influence for development, so I figured I'd just toss him down there in AAA and see what happens. As for the roster, we can go through that quick. We had some turnover due to injuries. Willie Calhoun is still out for a considerable amount of time. I'm just thinking about roster strategy, like what I'm going to do here. I've got prospects down in the minors who play third base. I think Jake Lamb's time here is numbered. His days in a Rangers uniform are numbered. He is just getting super unlucky. His BABIP is super low. Like everything else in his stats looks fine. The BABIP's just super low. But I mean, he's been sustaining this low BABIP for the entire season, and he's just getting worse. So probably at the end of this month, I will replace Lamb. Guzman got hurt for a little bit. He's back. He's hitting well. Cufo is like on fire because his BABIP is 368. Like he's knocking the cover off the ball. He's getting super lucky. So I think I might trade him because he is outspoken, and I do have Huff down in the minors. So I'm thinking about trading Cufo to capitalize on the value that he's got right now. There were a couple decent trades that I saw for him, so maybe we'll go for a swap just to free up some space in the lineup, because right now, due to the injury of Calhoun, Contreras is DHing, which is fine. He's not hitting amazingly well in that position. He's much better. His production is good for a catcher. It's not really good for a DH. So we'll see what happens there. That's why I'm thinking about trading Cufo. But I mean, Cufo's just such a solid backup guy. But we have Huff, so there's a little bit of a catcher crunch, which, partly my fault for claiming Contreras in the first place, but I mean, he's got high upside, so, and him and Huff playing off of each other would be solid. Kendrick's not doing too well. We're just going to hold on to him till the end of the season. I've shopped him. Can't get much. I called this guy up just to fill in. Roster City was ready. The other guy, Jared Walker, was injured, so couldn't call him up to play first when Guzman went down. She came up. He's hitting okay. I think I should have called up Shirt and Apostle, but I called Terry up instead, and the numbers look all right, so we'll see what he does. I mean, he'll be a solid bench player, I think, if he wants to be a bench first baseman, but he's not a long-term solution. I don't see him really doing much for me. But, I mean, if he keeps hitting, he'll make a name for himself. You know, he'll force his way in. Andrews, underperforming. Solak's kind of in a cold streak. Martin, not doing as well as we would hope, but he's okay. The BABIP's a little low. I think he's not doing very well on defense. Yeah. The problem is we don't really have like a dedicated center fielder who can hit or who can play center field very well. So I'll have to look into that. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to approach that. Solak can't really play center. Decision time. And then Williams is doing well off the bench too. So the outfield is crowded. I was really hoping that we could get Solak to second base. I've looked for a Rougned Odor trade. Haven't found anything yet. I think I'm honestly just going to hold on to him and Andrews for another season and then decline the team options. But I'll keep shopping Odor. I don't think we're going to get much for Andrews, and I don't want to retain. Plus, he's a captain, so at least we have that going for us. But I think I may send Rougned on his way if I can get a good trade for him. If I retained his entire salary, both of these years, I could get some decent players for him. So maybe I'll see what I can do with that. And then the pitching is not very good. 4 ERAs up top. You know, Allard not doing well. Anderson not doing well. Gibson still not good. We have him for one more year too. So the tank continues. Manaea has been pretty good for us. He missed a ton of time. He had a day-to-day injury for like a month, but he's doing well. The ERA went up a little bit, but I mean, what he was pitching at wasn't sustainable, and his season ERA is still at 2.89. So Mitch White's heating up, which is great to see. I was thinking about sending him down, but he's on the up and up, so I'm hoping he can turn his performance around. Like I said, Lucchesi got rocked in his third of an inning, and the rest of the bullpen's not doing so hot. I sent LeClaire down to the minors because he's giving up like 3 home runs per 9. So I just want him to work some things out. He'll probably be back up by the end of the month because I don't see... I mean, Burke doesn't look like he's going to stick. None of these guys really look like they're going to stick. And I've got relievers down who are looking good, so I might cycle some guys out. But, I mean, I don't know what's going on with the pitching. They're just so bad. They're just all doing horribly. So, that is where we're at right now. We are, let's look at the team stats. Still the worst pitching staff. Still pretty much the worst offense. I mean, there's really not much to say about this other than it's disappointing. I mean, this pitching staff is just so much worse than they should be. And I don't really understand why. Because if you look, I mean, how do you see park factors? I forget. There's a way to do it. And I don't remember how. Was it team settings? Yeah. Like, home runs in our park are down by quite a bit, for both handed batters. Average is barely up. Like, I don't it's not the park's problem. And I mean, looking at a lot of the ratings of these guys, I mean, they shouldn't be getting hit this hard. I think the big problem, honestly, is gloves. I think it might just be that our defense is atrocious. And, you know, because, I mean, Rugned can't field second base. Jake Lamb can't field third base. He's got bad range. Yeah, Andrews can kind of field shortstop, but, like, his shortstop rating's so low. I don't know why. You know, Solak is okay in left field. And then, you know, Martin is playing center. Can't really do that. So it's got to be that. I mean, that's really the only thing I can think of, but I don't understand how having a slightly subpar offense is destroying our pitching staff this bad. And some of our batters have pitched, by the way. You can see Alamize has pitched 2/3 of an inning. We had I should have mentioned this in the last episode. Back in a Red Sox series in May, we lost a game 31-2. So that was cool. We gave up homers to Devers, and Eric Thames is on the Red Sox. All right, cool. Yeah, so this wasn't great. The 14-run seventh, I think, is really where we lost this one. But, you know, I'm just trying to figure this out. Trying to do the best I can with pitching. Like, even the guys whose BABIPs are low, it's like walks across the board are a huge problem. So I gotta look into, I gotta figure this out, because I really don't want to get fired. I might have to turn that off, depending on how bad the tank goes. But, we'll figure it out. We'll see. I will continue on. It is July, so I'll probably continue on maybe to the All-Star break. And we'll look at trades if I make any. And we will look at All-Star rosters. And then maybe I'll do an update post All-Star break if I make any other trades, and then go on to the end of the season. I'll figure something out for how I'm going to do these videos coming up. I might go to the All-Star break for the end of this video, and then I'll end it there. So I will see you guys for the All-Star game. Alright, we're back. It is post All-Star game. I simmed past it because I was working through some trades that we're going to take a look at. But just wanted to go over the rosters real quick for the All-Star game. We did not have anybody. I looked through the list, and there are no Texas Rangers All-Stars, which is weird because I don't remember changing the setting from everyone, like every team has to have one. So I don't really know what happened here. Apparently we are so bad that we have been forgotten, and they're not letting us have an All-Star. But here's the list for the AL. Barria, Barrios, Seville, Cole, Conine, Glasnow, Ohtani, Pearson, Castillo, Holder, Valdez, Adams, Anderson, Murphy, Realmuto, Rutschman, Guerrero, Ties, Lowe, Bregman, Devers, Moncada, Isaac Paredes, Lindor, Polanco, Torres, Benintendi, Dickerson, Martinez, Meadows, Stanton, Kelenic, Trout, Betts, who went back to Boston. I didn't even notice that, but Mookie Betts has returned to Boston, which is cool, and Judge. And then in the NL, it's right here, Bueller, Flaherty, Gray, Kershaw, Lugo, Morahone, Ray, Scherzer, Tyone, Meyer, Vargas, Adon, Diaz, Hader, Contreras, Mejia, Smith, Alonso, Bell, Freeman, Hoskins, Muncy, Lux, Urias. Wow, Urias made it? Really? Oh, he looks good. Good for Urias. I've seen him not work out in some OTP saves. Anderson, Bryant, Machado, Segura, Tatis, Ozuna, Soto, Marte, Acuna, Bellinger, and Blackman. So, pretty solid cast of characters. A lot of young players, which is cool to see. You know, Sean Murphy, Rushman coming in, Ty's coming in. He's a guy who was hyped a while ago, and you know he's a guy who opinion on him isn't as high really anymore. So it's good to see him doing well in the sim. Isaac Paredes from Detroit. It's pretty cool. Corey Dickerson is an all-star. Corey Dickerson is like one of my favorite players. And Cleveland. Oh, Benintendi's on Cleveland too. What is going on? And then some pretty cool names here too. Of course you get all Hater and all them, but Hoskins, nice to see him back. Lux, he turns into a monster in OTP like every time. Good to see Brian Anderson. So, good rosters. And then we can look at the prospects. I'm not going to go through all of them, but we'll look to see if we got anybody. We got Maximo Acosta. We got Sam Huff. We got Kelvin Gonzalez, our closer in AA. So, good Texas representation there. And there is the National League roster. A lot of recognizable names for prospects there. And real quick, it is the All-Star break, but I did make a couple trades, which I want to see what you guys think of them, because I think they were smart. Or at least they put us in a pretty decent position. So the first one that I made was I traded Kyle Gibson away. And there was a design to this, but Gibson just wasn't cutting it for us. And he was angry. And he asked us for a trade last year. I couldn't find a partner, but I decided to just get rid of him. The performance wasn't good. He's older. I did retain his contract, but I mean the money isn't that big of a deal. $7 million. We do have Lyles, who I retained, coming off the books after this season. So retaining $7 million next year isn't a big deal. We're not really going to be competitive next year, so holding on to this isn't a big deal. I sent him to LA with this guy, Stanley Guzman, who is a guy that the Dodgers were really interested in, and I don't know why, but they like him for some reason. His track record in the minors is terrible. He's been in my rookie league for he's been in rookie league for 4 years, and just isn't good. No one likes him. If he turns into something with the Dodgers, I'll be very impressed. But just kind of a throw-in to get this trade done. I got DJ Peters, who is a depth outfielder. Nothing to write home about, but I just wanted to get something for Gibson, and he could play pretty well. He's got high adaptability. His ratings are okay. He's a good injury replacement. I think after this season, Adolis Garcia might be arbitration eligible or something. So he's a good, backup. He plays right field, which is great. And I mean, nothing special. It's just I wanted to get rid of Gibson. But I also got, the reason why I threw in Guzman was because I wanted Yadier Alvarez. There's a guy I've run into before, and my GM demoted him. Okay. He's a guy I've run into before and looked at. His minor league track record isn't great, but he's a lottery ticket, and at the very least he could become a pretty solid reliever with these numbers, with these ratings. The 2++ pitches are what piqued my interest, as well as the power pitcher. I've got a lot of power pitchers, and he does have the stamina to start, so if he can improve on his pitching ability, then that's great. Walks are an issue for him, which you can see there, but he hasn't given up a lot of home runs. He strikes out a ton of guys. His BABIP's super high. I kind of want him in AAA, but AA is fine, I guess. We'll keep an eye on him. If he starts doing well, we'll call him up. So that was the trade, and then I made one just to give us more flexibility. I was trying to find a way to unload Odor. I didn't want to retain his contract, and he was just clogging up a spot. He's toxic in the clubhouse. And I needed flexibility. I've got prospects coming up who need to play, and I needed to kind of reorient my lineup to try to fix my defense issue. So I traded Rougned Odor for Yusei Kikuchi straight up. The Mariners were desperate to get rid of Kikuchi's money. In like every trade I shopped for, Kikuchi was being shopped by Seattle. And he's doing a lot better than Gibson. He's a humble guy. He's got high loyalty, high work ethic. He does have a player option, which I'm pretty sure he's going to pick up. But there's a chance he doesn't, which would be pretty cool. I don't think he will, though. I think he's going to stay with us for next year, but that's fine with that player option. We basically replaced a non-effective pitcher in Gibson for an effective pitcher in Kikuchi. Seattle, they are in 4th place, but their record is good. I think they're trying to make a push, and they wanted a bat, and they were very interested in Rougned. There were some other teams who were in on Rougned. The Astros wanted him, but I couldn't find a prospect package from them that worked, and I didn't want to retain this money. So Odor is out of Texas, which is great. We've got a good fielder at second base now. He was doing well. He was having one of his best years he's had in a while. Solid WAR, but I needed to fix my lineup somehow, and I think this was the play. And adding kind of a guy who's older, more established to the pitching rotation with a solid record of success was a move that I thought was a very good one. So here in the All-Star break, these are the changes that I made. So Alamize is starting again. I didn't call anyone up yet. Alamize, his bat's been pretty hot, and the fielding is solid. I thought about starting Solak at second, but actually I have to update. There we go. I thought about starting Solak at second base, but doesn't look like that was going to happen. We could have forced start him, but I don't think so. I don't want to do that. Or I might actually now because Martin's not playing. My idea was I called up Leody Taveras because we need center field defense. He's ready. The numbers look good. His OPS plus down in the minors wasn't great, but the numbers are solid. He doesn't slug very well, but that's fine. All I need him to do is get on base and field. And he's getting on base at 355. He's already got 1.1 wins above replacement down in AAA. And I originally thought, like I said, about starting the season with him on my roster. Changed my mind, but now I'm calling him up because I need defense and I need a solid player in center. So he is up. And has moved Jason Martin out. Jason Martin was originally going to DH, but then Calhoun came off the DL. Or the IL. So I think I might force start if Alamize slows down again, but Alamize's glove is just so good. So we might focus on that. It doesn't look like I'm going to find a solid trade partner for Cufo at this rate. I was thinking about doing it just because his value is super high right now, the way he's hitting. And I've got Huff down in the minors who's trying to get up. But I might hold on to Cufo. Not 100% sure yet. That'll be a trade deadline update type thing. The next guy on the block, on the chopping block, is Jake Lamb. I think at the end of July, if he doesn't start to turn it around, we're probably going to cut him loose. And I'm going to call up one of my prospects down in the minors, probably Anderson Tejeda. And then that'll get us ready, to start bringing the younger guys up. I think that's what I'm going to focus on soon because our prospects are coming. And, we might be able to turn it around soon. Hopefully. It's just the pitching that we really need to figure out. But we have dropped our, I think, average ERA on our team by a lot. And we still have some guys who are pitching well. Manaya is still pitching well. Great waiver claim. Some of the relievers are a little slow. LeClaire is probably going to get called back up soon because he's doing well down in the minors. But, yeah, that's really where we are with that. Let's quickly go and check. I always forget how to do this. I think it's in the home screen. Yeah. So we can see now our team is trending towards very good. We've got the two captains. We don't really have a spark plug or a prankster. We don't even have a leader anymore. Yikes. We do have outspoken for Nick Cufo. I think part of my problem with the pitching staff, honestly, is this here with Woodward. He's temperamental. I don't like temperamental managers, so we're going to look to get a different guy next round or next season. You know, everyone on the team now is pretty happy, and I think that this lineup looks good, looks solid. It's going to play, and we will see about how we're going to change things going down the stretch towards the end of the trade deadline. You can see we're cycling Martin in and left, actually, so that's cool. I don't like Martin playing center because his ratings aren't going up, but need him in the lineup. So we will see how we are doing at the trade deadline. Excuse me. I will make a probably sizable player update, minor league update, and everything there. We'll go through the roster. Whoa, voice crack. We'll go through the roster situation, roster decisions that I make between now and then, really in depth, and we will look ahead to the end of the season and look towards the home stretch. So that's all for this. Couple trades, All-Star Game rosters. We will continue on, and I will keep you guys posted for the trade deadline, which will probably be in the next episode. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like on the video. If you have anything, feedback, suggestions, questions, anything like that, leave a comment. I will reply. Share the video if you have a friend who really wants to watch someone simulate the Rangers, and subscribe if you want to follow along. That's it for me. I will be back with another update after the trade deadline.